tossed around the bend. Holiday couldn't be here sooner. Holiday for family and friends. And we've got pine tree, pine cone, evergreen, mistletoe, candy cane, Santa Claus.
Hi, and welcome to my next video. I am just in the slowly getting cleaned up workshop. Owen's been working in here and trying to clear away some space because a whole lot of stuff that we moved over here got tossed into the workshop. So it needs to be cleared out so we can actually utilize it for what it was made for. Now, I also have my horse supplements that I'm going to go out and feed the horses, and try not to get bowled over. Gonna have to teach them some personal boundaries because, especially the new one, Phoenix, he's right up my butt, and that's not always safe. So I'll see how I can do this one. It's a very beautiful snowy day. The roof is melting, and he's excited to see me. Yes. Well, that was the most ungraceful, got squeezed at the gate moment. I have to figure out another plan. Zuko doesn't know quite what to do. This wasn't as organized as I usually do it. I usually put Annie's down first so she can start. Then I set up Phoenix way across the paddock so he can have his, because as soon as she's finished hers, she'll come over and kind of boot him out of the way to finish off his if he hasn't finished it already, because she's the boss. Well, it's the first time they're sharing a basin. What I learned in that little endeavor was not to be trying to hold a cat, not to be trying to hold a selfie stick with a phone on it with 2 basins of food and trying to get in the gate. Well, I'm so slow that I can't get to where I need to get. And then the horses are crowding me. And that's not a safe place for me to be. So I have to figure out how to do this better. But I won't be filming it because that's too awkward unless I can affix it to my forehead. There's a thought. Now, I was giving some thought this week about something I'm not quite sure to do with, and perhaps you can give me some help on this. Now I can put the abusers in life into their own little boxes, right? Your parents, your siblings, the things that they've done. The ex-husbands, the physical violence, all the things that go on. You can put them in boxes, and you know how to handle it. What I don't know how to handle is something called bystander betrayal. It's the people around that are watching what's going on, that see what's happening, who don't do anything to help, who, even after your world's imploded, they remain tight or even tighter with your abusers. And not sure what to do with those people, because it's a different pain. It's that those folks, you can't trust them, not fully, not even a small amount. They certainly can't be in your inner circle. And what do you do when it's your child, let's say, right? When my sister tried to break up my marriage and have Jasmine removed from our lives and taken to my brother's, my daughter got closer with my sister after that, tighter. Granted, my sister also did some winding her in and being all loving and kind and whatever to my daughter. But after she saw what happened with me, she became closer with my abuser. So that was just a weird one. And it's the people around that knew of the things going on, but didn't tell you about it. And so you feel like an idiot when you find out the depth of the backstabbing that was going on. My third husband, we had a sound production company. We had a sound production company. I don't know why he's acting like that, because he sure acted like he wants to climb up on my shoulder. We had a sound production company, and we would do sound for different bands that came into the city. We in fact kept our gear at one fairly big venue, kind of as their house sound. And I would do a lot of running the soundboards and doing the front of house, which was a big giant board. And my husband would be on stage doing the stage sound. And it was actually a lot of fun. But, I mean, he'd disappear, he'd come back, it just kind of, the whole evening went on. And after it was all over, I found out from everybody around us, including the band that Bill was in, that he was going out into the back of the bar there, or the venue, and I was doing his cocaine. And everybody knew. Everybody knew except blonde-haired Annette. It was not on my radar. He was mad at anybody who was doing marijuana when they were supposed to be practicing. He made it sound like he was clean. And so to find out later that he was in the back getting stoned and selling our gear off for crack even, was quite the betrayal, because they all knew, and I felt like a moron because I had no idea. I felt very, very foolish. And yeah, the bystander stuff, none of them are in my world anymore. I wouldn't want them in my world anymore. And the other bystanders, let's say with the first husband, he was very physically abusive. And when our marriage ended, my parents put their arms around him. They had him to the house. They supported him, not me, even though I had told them what had happened. The bystanders also growing up, and the sexually inappropriate relatives that would come to the house, and the family just watching and allowing. By family I mean my parents. My siblings were just young, just like us, but just standing there allowing it to happen. Now they aren't the ones that were sexually inappropriate with me, but they should have protected me from that. They should have jumped in and stopped it, but they just kind of watched and allowed and condoned. And what do you do with the bystanders? Though I almost feel like they're worse. They're the worse on the mental well-being than my cat, than the straight-up abusers, because you mentally know what to do with them. You punt them from your life, and you just tell them to go away. But the bystanders, what do you do? What do I do with my daughter? I love her. I don't trust her. When we talk, when we're on FaceTime, it's very friendly, very whatever. But because she is involved with the folks that abuse me, because she goes to events from which I am shunned, she's standing by and not speaking up. And yeah, I've been doing some research on the standby effect. It says that the more people that are around that are watching the dynamic and not stepping up, the easier it is for them not all to get involved. They all kind of make a silent pact amongst themselves not to step in, not to do anything, that this is your problem, not theirs. And yeah, they just kind of as a group decide that they aren't going to come in and help. And to me, they are bystanders, and it's a betrayal. And yeah, if you have any ideas on how to handle this, that would be great. And I just find that it makes it harder to trust people. You just don't know when they are also going to turn. So you walk into relationships a little bit untrusting, not, your heart isn't totally on your sleeve. You hope for the best, but you also are aware that people are fallible and they have their reasons for why they are choosing not to help out, or why they are choosing to betray, or just to stand by, whether they also don't want to get into the trouble that I was in with the family. I think my daughter was afraid that if she stood up for me, she would get also punted from the family, just like I was. And she wasn't prepared to lose her whole family like I did. And on one hand, I can understand that. But on the other hand, it is a bystander betrayal to me. So yeah, that's some thoughts I've been having today. It's a glorious day out. I just love it. The skies are blue. The snow is melting. It's just so very, very pretty. And yeah, gonna grab Jasmine and head off to her music lessons about an hour away, and go over and have tea with Lavinia and get her opinion on this subject, because she's very smart and I'm learning from people who are way ahead of me, and she is way ahead. And that's one of my ways of handling this kind of a thing, because it's very emotional, very hard on the mind, and you have to wrap your head around it and not let it ruin the good time that you already have, the good days you have, because every day at our age is precious. Our time is a precious little nugget, and we have to hang on to it. I'm Annette from Carpe Omnia after 60. We will see you in a few days. Bye-bye.
At house and all, Christmas is just around the corner, coming up just around the bend. Christmas is just around the corner, coming up right down the line. Chestnuts roasting on the burner. Everybody knows it's Christmas time, and we've got Frosty, Rudolph, Snowball, Snowflakes, cookie dough, and that old Scrooge. Firewood, fireplace, sugar plum, jingle bells, and Santa's little helpers too. Christmas is just around the corner, coming up right down the line. And we've got pine tree, pine cone, evergreen, mistletoe, candy cane, Santa Claus, a gingerbread woman and a gingerbread man in a gingerbread house and all. Christmas